Give me 6.5 minutes, and I'll show you the exact system that keeps goals alive on days when motivation is gone, your energy is low, you're overwhelmed, and life already feels like too much. Because here's the problem with most goal-setting systems. They're set up to fail before you even start. Not because you're lazy, not because you lack discipline, but because they're built on a lie about how humans actually function. In a moment, one simple rule will explain why goals fall apart on days like this, and why most goal-setting advice works on paper but not in real life. To understand why, it helps to look at what your goals are actually designed for. Most goals are designed for your best days, the days when you wake up rested, when your energy is steady, when your mind feels clear, when motivation shows up without effort. Those days exist, but maybe 10% of the time. On the other end are your worst days, the days when you're exhausted before the day even starts, when everything feels heavy, when your nervous system is overwhelmed, when just getting through the day takes effort. Those days absolutely throw you off. But most of life doesn't happen on your best days. It happens on your worst days or the days in between. And here's the problem. Most goals are built only for your best days when you're at the top of your game. They definitely don't work on your worst days, and they slowly fall apart on the days in between. Think about the last goal you quit. It probably didn't happen on a best day. And it probably wasn't your worst day either. It was an in-between day. A normal day where you were already stretched, and the goal quietly became too much. When you promised yourself consistency, did you account for the days you shut down? When you imagined how things would go, did you imagine how distracting life can get? Probably not, because most goals are built on a quiet assumption that you'll feel roughly the same every day. Stable energy, stable focus, stable capacity. But being human doesn't work like that. Your nervous system fluctuates. Your attention narrows or scatters. Some days you're clear. Some days you're foggy. Some days everything in you wants to disappear for a while. Real systems don't pretend those days won't happen. They're built for all of them. And if a system only works when you feel good, it isn't a system. It's a mood. Now, here's the part most people miss. Goals don't usually fail from one bad day. They fail from too many bad days, or days that feel slightly too heavy. Nothing dramatic happens. You don't quit, you just start negotiating. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll catch up later. Today doesn't really count. And that quiet negotiation slowly disconnects you from the habit. This is why motivation disappears. Not because you failed, but because the system keeps asking the same thing from you on days when your capacity is completely different. That's not discipline. That's ignoring reality. And once a system feels unsafe to return to, your brain stops going back. If this feels uncomfortably accurate, stay with me, because this next idea is the one most people never hear. And once it clicks, everything about consistency changes. Your best days don't determine success. They take care of themselves. Your worst days disrupt momentum, but the days in between quietly decide whether a habit survives or slowly fades out. If a system doesn't work on your worst days and your in-between days, it won't last. So if your system only works when you feel good, it's already broken. A human-proof system follows 3 rules. It works on low-energy days, it never punishes inconsistency, and it measures connection, not output. That's the difference between fragile goals and sustainable ones. Here's the rule that actually works. On bad days, your goal is participation, not performance. Ask yourself, what's the smallest version of this habit I can do today? 5 minutes instead of an hour. One nourishing choice instead of perfection. Opening the notebook instead of writing a page. This is called minimum viable progress. It keeps you connected, even when motivation hits 0. Participation always beats intensity. On days your brain feels frozen or overwhelmed, your system is already working internally, processing, regulating, managing input. That effort counts, even if nothing moves on the outside. Progress that day might simply be showing up. No forcing, no catching up, no shame. Just staying in the game. This is hard to remember on bad days, especially when your brain feels offline. So I turned this into a bad day guide you can open when your energy is low and thinking feels heavy. It's calm, simple, no tracking, no pressure. Just a way to design goals that still count on low capacity days. Type "bad day" in the comments and I'll send you a copy. And if doing this alone feels hard, there's also a small private group linked in the description. It's low demand, no daily check-ins. You can show up quietly or not at all and still belong. So don't design goals for the fantasy version of yourself. Design them for your best days, your worst days, and the long stretch in between. You don't need more motivation. What actually works is learning to master being human, building systems that move with your energy instead of fighting it. Subscribe to School, Master Being Human if you want more of this each week. You don't need to become someone else. You need a system that works with your humanity, not against it.